What's up, guys? Lunch money time. While Wall Street's trying to get rich, the rest of us trying to get our lunch money right. I'm here with the beautiful and intelligent Polina Marinova. She's got on a Patagonia sweatshirt. I got nothing to say about it today. It's not really a sweatshirt, I guess, right? It's like a zip up. It's fine. Are you mute today? Are you on a silent retreat? Don't forget, Lunch Money is sponsored by BlockFi. They've got 3 products. Those 3 products allow you to deposit crypto and earn US dollar loan. You can buy and sell crypto, or you can earn up to 8.6% interest. Go in the description, click on the link, sign up for an account, earn 8.6% interest while the rest of Wall Street is going chaos over the stock market. 8.6 doesn't sound too bad. What's up?
Welcome to the show.
You do speak. Should we have your own intro, like your own intro music, and you just do one by yourself?
Can I advertise whatever I want?
No.
Okay.
What's going on with unemployment?
Unemployment claims totaled $1.5 million last week compared with the 1.6 million Dow Jones estimate. So basically, the total claims number has fallen for 10 straight weeks, but it is still extremely high.
The highest number ever before this, I think, was 1982. There was like 800,000 people who filed for unemployment claims first time in a single week.
And it got scary.
Jumped, remember, from normal levels to that first week about 10, 12 weeks ago when we hit 3.5 million, 3.3 million, something like that. Then it went to 6.6, 6.6, and it's fallen pretty steadily since then. We've become desensitized. Everyone's like, oh, it's only 1.5 million people,
so
1.8 million people. That's double, literally almost double the highest ever before the last 12 weeks. It's pretty crazy. Total first-time unemployment claims, over 44 million. To give you a sense, that means that 1/3 of people, almost 1/3, right? There's about 155 million people in the US labor force. About 1/3 of people lost their jobs over the last 3 months. Only about 20-something million are actually on the ongoing unemployment insurance. So meaning that about half of the people who lost their jobs or filed for unemployment at some point are either employed or no longer looking for work, according to what these data points are telling us.
That's crazy. That's all I have to say about it. I'm sad and it's crazy.
Open up the economy safely and quickly. But where we're opening up the economies, do they know about my finger? Ooh, you guys see my little finger there? It's a little jacked up. All right. What's going on with GrubHub?
When I first met him, he said he could never get married because his finger was messed up, his ring finger.
I told her that on the first day of our very first date ever.
Why were you thinking about marriage?
I just want to put you on your heels, let you know. Nah, I ain't into that stuff.
And I was like, why are you telling me?
All right, what's going on with GrubHub?
Just Eat Takeaway is this European company that recently just got approved to merge. So it was Just Eat and Takeaway merged.
And then they just called it Just Eat Takeaway?
Yeah.
Oh, there's some creative geniuses going on in Europe.
They have reached an agreement to acquire GrubHub, which is a US-based company. And because Just Eat Takeaway does not have US operations, I guess this makes sense for them. But $7.3 billion?
For GrubHub?
That seems like extremely low to me.
Oh, I think that's high.
Really?
GrubHub and Seamless? Like GrubHub owns Seamless.
Right.
So you're basically buying GrubHub and you're buying Seamless for $7.3 billion.
You're entering the American market.
What I don't understand is if you're a $7.8 billion company, how are you creating, how are you buying? Actually, it's more of a merger. And it sounds like the new company will be worth about $14 billion.
I think it's an all stock deal.
Yeah. So basically, they're just merging the 2 companies together and then they create a pretty big business. What, 70 million customers combined globally. I don't know what the logic is for the European company to buy the American company.
To enter the US market.
Yeah, but like they just got through the approvals in the UK. Will they allow that here in the United States? I don't know if there's going to be antitrust issues. And then also Uber Eats.
Yeah. Well, but do you remember that there were rumors that Uber wanted to buy GrubHub?
Yes.
That was kind of considered antitrust because that would create.
Well, the whole thing comes down to there's only so many players in the market, right? There's GrubHub, which owns Seamless. So GrubHub is one company. You've got Uber Eats. You've got DoorDash.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it in the US, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Caviar. There's like a couple of other like little small ones, Postmates, whatever. But for the most part, like the market is dominated by GrubHub and by Uber Eats, I believe, right? And so like what ends up happening when you get consolidation, people are like, is that anti-competitive, right? By the way, I don't think it is, but you know how government is. They like to
We'll see.
meddle in all
It's
of the
also interesting
activities.
because it's like the European government's going to get involved, the U.S. government's going to get involved.
Yeah. Hey, GrubHub, Seamless, call us. We use you every day. Love
All
it.
right, all right.
Little Mexican food ordered.
So
Burritos,
Okay.
tacos,
Any more?
margaritas, a little liquid diet for you. All right, what's going on, LeBron James?
LeBron James, NBA superstar LeBron James, and a group of other prominent Black athletes and entertainers are starting a new group aimed at protecting African Americans' voting rights, seizing on, this is the longest sentence I've ever read, seizing on the widespread fury against racial injustice that has fueled worldwide protests. So basically, he's going to help people like go vote.
Well, he's going to protect their right to vote. Because there's all kinds of voting suppression things that happen. So
Yeah.
they redraw districts. They basically make it really difficult for you to get to the voting booth, all kinds of different stuff. You know why I like LeBron James?
Why?
LeBron James is one of the only athletes in the world in history who had that much pressure and that much
at that young of an age.
Yeah, you're going to be the greatest in the world at 16 years old. And he had one minor incident when he was in high school. And it was really not him that did anything. It was more around a local business owner gave him like some jerseys or something. But ever since that day, there have been nothing.
I feel like that's a pretty minor incident.
Yeah, and it wasn't like anything that was like nefarious or anything like that. Like literally somebody gave him, a gift basically, and he got in trouble for it.
And he's married his high school sweetheart. He's never had a scandal.
Nothing. And like the biggest knock you have against the guy is like, maybe he posts like stupid stuff on social media that's very like braggadocious, or something like The Decision when he went on national television. But even when he did The Decision, everyone gave him shit for it. He raised like $1 million or something and gave it all to charity.
Yeah, he started a school. Like
I just think he's like a good dude who has navigated the pressure of being the best basketball player in the world right now better than 99.9% of people could do it. And so now he's starting to use his voice to do things outside of basketball, which some people may not like what he's doing.
But he's been using it to do things outside of basketball. And this organization is called More Than a Vote. And it'll partly be aimed at inspiring African-American citizens to register and cast the ballot in November. Do you think that LeBron James has political ambitions?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Why?
Zero.
Why?
Because I don't think like somebody like LeBron James, same thing like Michael Jordan, like they're actually more influential outside of politics than in politics.
Right.
Right. Because you just have one vote. But like when LeBron James comes out and says something, it's like when Joe Rogan came out and said he was going to vote for one candidate or another, everyone freaks out. So like being outside the system, you probably have more influence than actually being a part of the system.
Would you ever run for president?
No, hell no. That's like literally, do you want to take decades off your life in a matter of 4 years?
Yeah, you'd freak out if you got like a wrinkle, be like, oh, this is because
no, it's just
politics.
You basically go and you argue with people over things that ultimately the president doesn't even have control over for the most part. And we need better leadership across all levels of government. But again, I tend to think that the people who have the ability to influence political direction and leadership outside the system are much more effective than the people who have to play within the system.
Yeah. I agree.
What's going on with facial recognition software?
Amazon said that it was putting a 1-year pause on letting the police use its facial recognition tool in a major sign of the growing concerns that the technology may lead to unfair treatment of African Americans. What is this facial recognition tool that Amazon has?
Well, let's back up for a second. So facial recognition software, for those that don't know, is literally a camera that can look and it can tell you, this is Polina, this is me, whatever. It's been hotly debated across the Europe and the US using this technology in a law enforcement capacity. So for example, if you walk outside, there could be the potential that the police are using facial recognition software, let's say on the street in Manhattan, and they're trying to find a criminal. Oh. Which sounds like a great idea. Oh, cool. We're going to use this to detect the criminals. But if I'm a law-abiding private citizen and I'm walking down the street, one, you're not telling me that you're doing this, so I have no knowledge of it. 2, I didn't consent to you taking my biometrics, like the scan of my face. 3 is that then in many cases, especially in the UK, they're not allowed to keep DNA and fingerprint information forever. You have to basically, there's a shelf life for it. And if it's not used to help convict somebody of a crime, then they have to dispose of it. but facial recognition software doesn't fall under those rules as of right now. So they can basically keep that database of faces forever, which is a huge concern. And then the last piece is what this is talking about, which is there's a bunch of studies that show the current forms of facial recognition software disproportionately misidentify. So it's skewed and misidentifies women and African Americans in the facial recognition software.
That's so bizarre. Why?
Well, some people would argue, okay, that is us writing software that shows the human bias. So humans are biased. We write the software.
Right.
That software then is a
Becomes
representation
biased because of our
because the way we write it, and it's kind of like the unconscious bias stuff. There's another argument to be made that some people would argue, well, men have much more prominent features in their face. And so if you look at things, in many cases, there's like 12 or 16 points on the face that the software measures. And so if it's easier to detect because there's more prominent features, then you'll have a higher degree of accuracy.
I would argue I have some prominent features, but ain't nobody asking me.
Another argument would be, no, the training data that they feed into the software has more male faces than females or African Americans.
Probably what.
Another right. So there's a bunch of complexity here
because one is a race, the other is a gender. If what you're saying is true about the prominent features, it would mean that African American men would be fine to be identified.
Of course. So like there's a bunch of complexities here. Basically what's happened is there's two things. IBM has said they're going to shut down their facial recognition work, all of their kind of general application facial recognition. Amazon's putting a pause for 1 year on it being used by law enforcement. I wrote about it this morning. IBM, this is a little bit of a cop-out. Supposedly they were drastically behind Amazon on their technology. And so like what better way to bow out of the market and save face than be like, oh, we're doing it for civil rights reasons, right? Amazon, however, is saying, look, we're going to continue to develop the technology. We're not going to allow the police to use it for a year. And what both companies are calling on is for Congress and lawmakers to put in place rules around who can create this technology, how is it audited to make sure it's accurate and non-discriminatory, who has access to the information, how long can you keep it? Another thing would be something like, let's say I walk down the street and my face is scanned through facial recognition, either through the police or whatever. Should they have to communicate that to me? Should they have to send me an email and say, hey, today between the hours of 12 and 4 p.m. while walking on 3rd Avenue, your face was
what are you
going
to do about it?
It's just the fact that you have to communicate with people.
No, I know, I understand, but what's the point of that? If you never consented to it, they send you an email and they say, we saw you on 3rd Avenue. What are you going to do about it? They already scanned you.
Of course. So like that might not be a good solution, right? There's all of these questions about like, what is the right solution? I don't think that Congress knows yet, but they are looking like they're going to take this on and go and try to figure it out.
Yeah. I went to a conference in China where they very much did facial. It's kind of freaky, to be honest. It was just like you walk through and it immediately like pulls up all your information. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah. They do it in the airports, right? They tell you where they basically use facial recognition software to tell you,
which
hey,
you never consented to.
You're going to gate C15, go right, and then make a left. And you're like, wait, how do you even know who I am?
Yeah.
All right. What's going on with Twitter, who supposedly does not use facial recognition software?
Twitter? What the hell is Twitter doing? I'm just like very confused by it at the moment, but Twitter is testing a new prompt for retweets. So basically, when you retweet a link to an article, but you didn't click the link before retweeting, a message is going to pop up saying, hey, it looks like you haven't read this article. Let me ask you if you want to open it first before you retweet it.
I'm fine with it.
It's just, I think it's a deterrent. Or sorry, not a deterrent. I think
this is actually a bad move for Twitter. If you look at it from Twitter's business perspective, it's a much better improvement on a societal impact.
Okay, but my question is, how many people are really going to be like click the X button, or how many people are going to be like, wow, let me sit down and read this article? There's
a bunch of studies that show simply prompting people will deter a certain number of people from retweeting it without reading it.
That's great. If you guys can read the headlines and the articles, that'd be nice. Because
Twitter also has one where if you go to say something like really mean or profanity or whatever, supposedly there's some people who are in a testing group on Twitter that will get a prompt that says, are you sure you want to tweet this? Or like, please be kind to people, blah, blah, whatever.
So you're saying that this actually helps?
Yeah. I mean, look, think about it. It's like anything in the world. If you get people to think about what they're going to do or say before they do it, it's likely that they're going to act like better actors.
I hope so.
right?
Do you know who likes this?
Who?
Guess.
Who?
Elon Musk was like, what a great idea this is.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's a weird thing where like the academic research is like pretty compelling that everyone should be doing this.
So basically
the problem
think
is
twice before you do something.
Yeah, and it's just saying like, hey, if you're going to retweet this, that's fine. You can do it without reading it. So they're not stopping you from doing it. They're just like asking, they're putting friction in the way.
Exactly.
Which is that actually hurts the business case and the user metric case. But if it's better for society, it's kind of a long-term play for Twitter to do the right thing.
That's fair.
I like it. Jackpot, what's up?
Okay, so
bang, jackpot, get money, get paid.
Okay, don't look. Someone in Arizona won the $410 million Mega Millions jackpot. Guess how big the tax bill is?
$15 million.
More than that.
How much?
So federal tax will reduce that by $76 million, and then state taxes will shave off another $15.2 million. So basically, they're going.
So I got the state tax. That's because I looked out of the corner of my eye.
I knew it. See.
So what they got to pay?
So they got
$90 million tax bill.
So they walk away with $316.8 million, which is not bad.
Yeah, I mean, look, the federal government's going to get their money. The state's going to get their money. That's fine.
But the person's going to get rich, get paid. Oh wait, no, get money, get paid. Oh my God, I butchered my own saying.
Rich.
Sorry.
Do you play the jackpot, the lottery?
No, but okay. Do you want to hear a crazy story?
No.
Oh my God, this is the craziest story.
No, I'm speaking for the people. We don't want to hear.
No, we want to hear it.
Okay.
So when I was little, I don't know what it was for, but like my aunt was like, here, fill out this little like lottery thing. And so I did. So I did with I did all the numbers that were like my family's birth dates. So I did like 24 for me, 16 for my aunt, whatever. And I won 5 out of 6, which had like 5 numbers out of 6, which in Bulgaria at the time you got like a lot of money. But they didn't want to give us the money because it's Bulgaria. No, because it's Bulgaria and they don't want to do that. They claimed that the 16 was a little bit smudged, so you couldn't exactly tell if it was a 16. So they gave us the tinier prize of 4 out of 6. But I won it big. 5 out of 6? Got 5 out of 6.
Well, actually, you got 4 out of 6 according to the judges.
Wow, that's so stupid.
Well, right, clear. That's a personal responsibility. If you took personal responsibility for your mistakes, then you could say, "Hey, next time I will write much clearer numbers."
It was a clear 16.
How old were you?
Oh, probably like 7.
Oh, maybe we shouldn't have 7-year-olds filling out lottery tickets. That would be a shocking idea. I know Polina's aunt. I'll have a conversation with her.
She was very upset, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, she of all people would be very upset. All right. Any last words for the people? I feel like we've done a great job. 18 minutes today.
Woo-hoo.
No messages for the people? No be kind?
Yes, be kind, especially now. Reach out to a friend.
Should they all go play the jackpot?
Nah.
All right. Get money, get paid while Wall Street's trying to get rich. The rest of us just trying to get our lunch money right. Go subscribe to the channel, like the video, and there is a link to the email. If you want us to send the video every day when it gets posted, so you don't have to go to YouTube to find it, sign up for the email. It's pinned in the comments. Go do it now. We'll see you tomorrow.
Do you think people can call me Polina Jackpot Marinova?
What's wrong with you?
Bang, bang. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Lunch Money as much as we did.
And don't forget, Lunch Money is now sponsored by BlockFi, so go check them out. There's a link in the description that you can click on. I'm an investor, a user, and a huge fan. What?
You're a bigger fan of BlockFi than you are of me?
BlockFi is my second favorite thing in the world behind Polina. They've got 3 products. They can give you a US dollar loan. You can earn up to 8.6% interest on an interest-bearing account, or you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies on their crypto exchange. I personally use the interest-bearing account. There's not very many places where you'll find up to 8.6% interest on a deposit in an interest-bearing account. Go do your own research. There's risk associated, but 8.6% is pretty compelling. So click on the link in the description. Say thanks to the folks at BlockFi. Subscribe to our channel. Like the video. Annoy Polina in the comments. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
And be kind to your friends.